We've got new Avengers Endgame footage along with a cool voiceover from Thanos. Plus, in the new trailer, there's this weird shot of Eric Selvig, which goes against the canon novel, Thanos Titan Consumed. I want to explain what that means. Plus, we got to do Q&A. I mean, holy cow, guys, we're so close to getting these answers. Let's talk about all the different possibilities. This is another edition of Fan Chats Live, here at the Den of Nerds. We do it for the fans. Woo! What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday to you. I'm, of course, Josh. This is the Den of Nerds. We're doing another Fan Chat Live. As I told you guys, every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time leading up to the film, we're having a little chat over here. We're going to hang out. We are going to talk some Avengers Endgame. How's everybody doing? Coming into the chat, how you guys doing? Are you having a good Wednesday? Are you rocking out right now to the tasty sounds of Avengers theme music? What is up, guys? I see you coming in there. Now, I should say this to everybody. Look, if you're new to this channel, if you're new to this stuff, this might not be the video for you. Guys, look, I'm trying to help you out here. If you just popped up, you have no idea who I am, you have no idea what I do, this might not be the video for you. This is long-form Q&A, casual stuff, just hanging out, mostly with subscribers. This has come to be a sort of thing with us. So this might not be the video for you. Go check out the edited content if you want to do that. So, guys, we're running up... is the music louder? The music's probably pretty loud, huh? So we'll turn it down. Well, we're going to take that off anyways. It's time. I just wanted the hype. You know what I mean? I just wanted the hype. Oh, that's awesome. All right, so, yeah, we got the new footage last night. We got the new trailer. This is running up. Today's live stream is running up pretty close to the show, to the Nerdy News Rundown show. And I apologize about that. I wanted to have the show out much earlier so that then we could have plenty of time to get into all of this stuff. So you might see this video before you even see the show. So I apologize about that. Yeah, let me know if you got tickets. I see people in chat talking about tickets and everything like that. Let me know, guys. Did you guys get your tickets? Thank you for the love. I see you guys coming in here. How many tickets you got, Josh? Caleb Hamrack, I got 6 tickets. I got 6 tickets, and I got tickets for the 6 p.m. showing, and then I got tickets for the later showing at 11. So I'm going to be literally doing 2 showings that day, and I'm pretty freaking excited about it, yeah. I see a lot of people saying they got their tickets. They're, like, flying like crazy. Yeah, all of the sites are, like, busted up, man. Like, all the sites are busted up, and they're breaking all sorts of records. It's like, it's pretty wild, dude. Like, yesterday, like, I was just so lucky that Ken actually texted, yo, Brent, Maxie, I'm glad you're in here, brother. I know you've been trying to make one of these for a while, so I'm glad you're in here. But, yeah, it was crazy. Like, Ken hit me up in the morning, and I was just very lucky to kind of get in there before a lot of other people did, and I got my ticket, so I'm pretty excited. 2 tickets at 3 p.m. and 5 at 11. Ooh, nice. I didn't even know there was 3 p.m. So I thought 6 was like the earliest time, but I guess there could be some earlier stuff. Early bird showing in the UK on the 24th. I'm so jealous of everybody that's getting it a couple days early. What am I going to do? You know, can we talk about this for a second? What am I going to do? Because I go online. I got to avoid spoilers, right? So... that Wednesday, it'll be out, and I think it actually comes out 2 days before that in China, so there'll be spoilers and stuff like that. So, I mean, Tuesday and Wednesday shows are going to be spoiler-free. Thursday's show, obviously, will be spoiler-free as well, but it's going to be weird, right, with all those spoilers out there. Like, what are we going to do? By the way, too, I know a lot of people were asking me on Twitter and different things about what we're going to do for the live stream after the movie comes out. And I think what we'll do is we'll do the following morning. So Friday, what I'm going to say, yeah, Al Chambers is just asking me about it right now. What I'm going to go ahead and say, guys, is I want to do it Friday. And I either want to do it Friday morning or I want to do it Friday evening. Now, I'm going to put up a poll and see what the majority of people want. So look for polls on either Twitter or on the community tab here on YouTube. And Warren Wright, thank you so much for the super chat, man. I appreciate it. Friday at 9 a.m. is possible. I thought about that. I would love to wake up early Friday and maybe we just won't do the nerdy news rundown, and we'll just go live or whatever. Ricardo's saying evening. You know what I mean? So you see what I'm saying here? What I want to do is I want to put up these polls, and I want to get it as fair as possible for everybody to know when they can come hang out. You know what I mean? And maybe we'll just do like an extra long stream or something like that. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But anyways, let me blabber for a little bit here, guys, and then we'll go into Q&A, okay? So you guys saw the new footage that came out last night. What are your thoughts on the War Machine rocket shot where they're literally in the action and then they're like falling down, whatever that is, looks like the side of a building or something like that? A lot of people are saying Avengers facility. That is where they are fighting. Do you say yay or do you say nay to that being where War Machine and Rocket are fighting right there? Let me know in chat. Gotta be the Avengers facility. Yes, yes. A lot of people are saying yes. War Machine Avengers facility. Gotta be at the Avengers facility. Yep. Oh, wow. I'm actually surprised that there's so many people that think that. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I believe as well. But there's issues with this whole thing. Like, I can't wait till we see this movie because I got to see. I need to know. I'm almost just as curious to know what they're hiding from us in marketing and how they are changing things up so that we can know, or so that we don't know what's going to be in the film. I'm just as interested in that as to what I am in the film. That's not exactly true, but I'm pretty interested to know because there's questions, right? Like, if they do go fight Thanos, let me ask the next question. So I see a lot of people saying, yes, it's going to be the Avengers facility. Let me ask you this question. Yo, what's up, War2? Yo, let me ask you this question, guys. Do you think, let's start with this one. Do you think that the Avengers are going to go fight Thanos very early on in the film? We know from the footage that was leaked to the shareholders that Captain Marvel is going to be trying to convince them to just go fight. We see them all in the Benatar, and then they take off. Do you think that they are going to go fight Thanos very early on in this film? I see a lot of yeses. A lot of yeses. No, it will be Xandar, Christian says. Okay. So there's a good bit of people that say yes. There's a few people that say no. Good bit of people that say yes. A couple people say no. I'm really confused by this. I think we're led to believe that they will go fight Thanos, but I don't understand what will happen. If they go to fight Thanos very early on in the film, like what exactly is going to happen there? They go at him, they've got Captain Marvel, and it's really, really like crazy that I just don't understand it. Like if they go fight him and then they lose, like what does that do? You know what I mean? Or if they go there and they win, like is this going to be super weird where they go there and they literally beat Thanos, but then they still can't do the snap, so then they have to like go back? Like, it's like they beat him, but it doesn't matter. I don't know. It's pretty interesting. We do have a super chat coming in here though. Oh no, my computer is being pretty stupid right now. I can't even see. Oh no, I should have tried to fix this problem. Or yo, what is going on with my mouse? I like can't even get to that super chat. Oh. Pull up my phone and see it. Oh boy, oh boy. Might have to do it this way, which is going to be really, really weird, actually. I wonder. Where is this live chat? How do I get to this chat? Wow, if I can't read the super chat, it's going to be a big problem. I really don't understand what is going on. I saw the question, though. It was like a really weird question about nipples and ears and nipples. I'm going to try to figure that. Like the sensitivity of my mouse is really weird. Okay. Yeah. Lyroy's. Would you rather have ears for nipples or nipples for ears? The most ridiculous question in the history of questions. But yeah, I would rather have ears for nipples, but then I still want my ears, so I can just hide them. So that I can just hide them. You know what I'm saying there? Man, my mouse is going all crazy. This stupid Supposed to be one of the best mice that you can get, and it's screwing up on me. But yeah, so that I really don't understand. I don't understand how they can go fight him early if they do. So I'm almost thinking that they don't go fight him very early on in the film. Okay. Um, I think that they're gonna go do something else. But they're all hell bent on fighting him, so I could see them fighting him. That's like probably one of my biggest questions. Do you know what I mean? One of my biggest questions is, are they going to go fight him early on in the film? I feel like if they do, they're just going to get destroyed. You know what I mean? Like I feel like they'll still just get destroyed. So let me know in chat. What do you think, guys? Do you think? And I know we said this before, but I just want to know. Do you guys think that they will go fight Thanos and lose early on in the film? Do you think that they'll lose? They've got to lose, right? They got to do it. Jimmy says he thinks it'll be the beginning of the film. I think they are brash and go to fight him, and then Thanos destroys the stones in order to put an end to it. That would be really, really interesting. What if he does just destroy the stones? Team up instead of lose? Ooh, I don't know about that. They will lose, but it's a good start. Yeah, I think they'll good fight and destroy the Avengers in slow-mo. Captain Marvel dies fighting Thanos. That's actually on my list. That's actually on the list that I wanted to ask you guys about because I don't understand. Like, where the hell's Captain Marvel after that? You know what I mean? We will cry 3 times during the first hour. Sarah? No. That's just some stuff. I mean, Chris Evans sort of said that he teared up a couple of times, but I mean, like, you know, he's being hyperbolic. They might win early on, but they'll still have to go back through the quantum realm to regather the stones from other timelines or universes to undo the snap. Yeah, so that's the thing. Like, even if they beat Thanos, they can't beat Thanos, right? Even if they beat him, unless they get the stones, and it looks like that gauntlet is kaput, like that gauntlet cannot do the snap again, then, yeah, they could beat him and still lose. Now, the thumbnail of this video says, will Thanos lose twice? And this is something that I've been thinking a lot about lately. And I feel like Thanos has to lose at least twice in this movie. Because he has to lose once in order to have the stones taken away from him, or in order to have basically, if the Avengers get their own set of stones or they get the set of stones and he goes to try to stop them, he has to lose that battle. The snap will be undone in the movie. The only way that's going to happen is if the stones are used to undo the snap. Now, because of the Build-A-Bear spoilers that we got yesterday, it's pretty clear that somebody's going to get the stones and use the power of the stones, and Thanos can't believe it. And so we think that's going to happen. But then, is that just the end of it? I don't think so. And I think a lot of the shots that we see of Thanos in the armor, and possibly even at the end when he's in the sword, I really believe that, like, they might reset things and then go stop him at Xandar and get that stone. Then they stop him when he fights the Asgardians and they get that stone. Or they're going through these different time periods. And Thanos at this point would be sort of Thanos 2.0. Like, he would basically be coming at them with no holds bar, knowing that they're going to be undoing the eventual future that he had. And so, what do you guys think about that? Do you think that Thanos will lose twice in this movie? And do you see where I'm going with that? We will have a Xandar scene for sure. Yeah, but I mean, like, do you think that Xandar scene is going to be a flashback, or do you think that Xandar scene is going to be them doing it again? I mean, think about, like, the thing that keeps ringing in my mind is that Peggy Carter quote from the one trailer where she says, sometimes the best way to move on is to start over. And I think that's put in there specifically, purposely, right? So, yeah, I mean, I see a lot of people agreeing. I think some people not, but I think that that's what's going to happen. And I think that the reason this is ridiculous is because the people that die, because Thanos will be, I think, more upset, more pissed, and more out for blood. And what he's gonna do is he's gonna be killing people. So I think that some of the people that we're gonna lose in this film are gonna be after the snap is undone. You know, we were talking about yesterday in the fan chat, you know, that possibility that time travel will be sort of undone by more time travel. That you'll have all this time travel that breaks the universe, breaks the canon. Yo, what up, Ken? Everybody give Ken Cologne a little bit of love. Our new social media guy, the official memester for the Den of Nerds. Ken's in here. Give him a little love. But we talked about that yesterday and the possibility of that coming in. And thank you, Chauncey Scott. I see you. Thank you. That the time travel will ruin everything and destroy canon and make everything weird. But then there'll be even more time travel to undo that. That's what I think is going to happen. And I'm interested to know your guys' thoughts about that. Now, there's only one more thing that I want to talk about before we get into Q&A. Did you guys see that Eric Selvig is in the trailer that dropped last night, the TV spot that dropped last night? I actually missed this when I did the breakdown earlier today, but as I was preparing for this live stream, I found this out. Eric Selvig has not only his image, but his name in the Avengers facility when Captain Marvel is looking at the readouts in the Avengers facility. Now, this is significant for a couple of different reasons. In the Thanos Titan Consumed novel, which came out a couple of months ago, Eric Selvig plays a big role in that movie. Okay? Selvig is one of the people that is figuring out what is going on, what actually happened with the decimation. He's one of the really, really smart people out there. And, you know, at those times, you know, he's one of the people that had the Mind Stone mess with him. He's got a lot of reasons to be significant as a player. Now, what's interesting is in that novel, they play him up as one of the people that will, you know, help us discover that Thanos did the snap. Okay, and that book was considered canon. Like they had basically marketed it as being the first official MCU book, the canon book, and then like a couple of weeks before, they changed their mind and they decided that it was not officially MCU canon, even though the author says he worked with writers and people that are like editors within Marvel Studios. And you gotta wonder, is this just misdirection in the trailer? Did they put the Selvig thing in there to throw us off? Or is the Selvig thing in there to sort of hint at something to come? Are the Avengers trying to look at more than just people that were dusted? Are they trying to look at people on Earth that might be able to help them? Let me know what you guys think about that in chat. Why did Nick Fury say it's good to finally meet you, Spider-Man, when there's a leaked scene from an interview say there's everyone in a scene? Wouldn't he meet him then? It depends on how he defines meeting, and we don't really know what goes on in that scene. But, you know, there's obviously the explanation. I think this is what you're looking for, is the multiverse. The multiverse. It's very possible that wherever Spider-Man is at in Far From Home is not 616. That's not the 616 universe, which I think would be dope, you know, if that's the way we go. You know, we have no idea, and we'll get a lot more answers after Endgame, obviously. But that Selvig thing really, really threw me off, man. I was like, wow, they're really messing with us at this point. But yeah. Have I talked about the green trash bag? No, I haven't talked about the green trash bag. What's the green trash bag? What are you talking about? And anyways, guys, we will rotate now. We're going to get right into Q&A, hardcore Q&A. We're going to go for at least a half hour, 40 minutes of Q&A. Drop your questions into the chat. If you got a super chat, it supports the channel, supports me. I will answer every single super chat that comes in. If you don't have any loot, don't worry about it. Just drop your question in the chat. I'll get to as many of them as I can. Maybe Spider-Man Far From Home happens before Infinity War when he comes to help Tony. Maybe he's coming from a field trip. Nope, Erica, that is not the way that it's going to go. Both Kevin Feige and Why am I blanking on the Sony lady? Whatever. There are multiple producers, including Feige, have stated that just like the events of Civil War weigh heavily on Peter in his movie, his first one, Homecoming, the same thing's going to be happening in Far From Home. The events of Infinity War and Endgame, Amy Pascal, thank you, Ian. The events of those two films will weigh heavily on Peter Parker in Far From Home. That has been stated by the producers. So, no, it is not a prequel. Oh, the green trash bag and the set photos of the Battle of New York. It's in the background of Tony and Cap's scene in the special look trailer. Wow, didn't notice that. That's pretty freaking cool. I think at one point, doesn't like Mark Ruffalo have that over his shoulder, like he's pretending to like be a hobo or something like that? I mean, who knows, man? I mean, what's your theory on that? I mean, it's just a green trash bag. You know what I mean? Like, unless there's something significant to it that I missed. Ooh, Angus Briggs. That's an interesting question. Surely anyone who dies can come back to life due to the time stone, so the stone will and must be destroyed. How would you solve this? I don't think the stone needs to necessarily be destroyed, and the time stone specifically should probably just go back to Doctor Strange. I mean, Doctor Strange should probably just watch over that thing. He was probably doing a pretty good job before, he essentially gave it up to Thanos. But yeah, I think that the time stone will be used to probably reset everything. But will the stones be destroyed? I mean, that's one of the big mysteries we don't know. I personally hope they are not destroyed. I hope they go and are carried by the Infinity Watch and or by the Illuminati. What about the 70s car girl and lab worker? Okay, Johnny Hyde. That's an interesting question. Not only that, man, you should have added this to your question. There's rumors that the guy who plays Howard Stark is going to be in this film, the younger version, the one from Peggy Carter, the Peggy Carter show. So that character is going to be back as well. What does this mean? Obviously, we're getting a scene in like the 70s. Is this Hank Pym? Is this Tony Stark going back and talking to his dad to try to get answers? We don't really know. But I mean, clearly there's going to be time travel. I mean, I've been saying this for a while. I don't even think it's that big of a secret at this point. But yeah, we're going to the 70s, baby. So that's what's going on with that. Anthony Luciano. I can't pronounce the name. Sorry, Anthony. Is it possible that everyone affected by the snap is trapped in the Soul Stone? It's definitely possible. In fact, I think the Russo brothers even commented on that a little bit after the film came out. Did they not? Pretty sure they commented on that and sort of said that, yeah, that's possible. There was also that leaked thing. We lose track. Sometimes I think we lose track of leaks. And there was this leaked image on a computer screen during some kind of behind-the-scenes footage they were shooting. And it has Doctor Strange and Spider-Man together, and Strange is saying something like, "They're not dead, Peter. You have to protect them." And a lot of people thought he was talking about like the Soul Stone or wherever these people end up that were snapped. So there's something to that. Matt Herman, I believe. Let me see if I can get up here. Yep, Matt Herman. So much hype. Could we be let down? Thoughts? So this is a question that I have not actually been asked a lot, but I think it's relevant. With so much hype, is it possible that we will be let down? I mean, there's always that possibility, right? I would say with this film specifically, though, I don't think there's a chance of you being let down in the way that would be really crushing. Like, I think that the big things that we're looking for, all of those boxes are going to be checked. The Cap-Tony relationship, the swan song for the Avengers, the fact that they will actually find a crazy way to defeat this guy, the fact that we're going to maybe experience all of these other moments from the past MCU movies. You know what I mean? All sorts of stuff. Those itches will be scratched. However, there could be some things that happen that you're not exactly crazy about. Like, for instance, for me, if they go to the Titan 2 right away and they just whoop Thanos' butt, and like, I won't like that. You know what I mean? And there's certain other things that could happen. that I might not like. I'm really concerned about the depiction of Professor Hulk. I'm not super crazy about Professor Hulk, to be honest with you. So there could be little things that I get hung up on, but overall, I highly doubt you're going to be crushed by this film. But there's always the chance. Always the chance, right? Loki, God of Mischief, coming in with a super chat. Do you think, like in the comics, that Nebula cannot die? She is mainly machine, and it is similar to her comic role. Maybe, maybe. I don't know. I think she can die, and I think she can die in the comics because, like, the zombie thing, it's not really her. Like, what that thing that Thanos resurrects, that's not really Nebula. It's like this. It's like a resurrected kind of tortured mechanical version of Nebula. You know what I mean? And the Nebula in the comics, even though she's like robotic and all that, she's like kind of hot. You know, she's got like longer hair and she's kind of sexy. The the Nebula we get in the MCU is like, ooh, you know, she's not a looker. I don't know how that's relevant, but point being, there's a lot of differences that they make to these characters from the comics. I do think that Nebula is going to be somebody we're rooting for. That's something that Karen Gillan has said. And I also think that it's potentially her that gets the stones. You know what I mean? Yeah. Karen Gillan is one attractive lady. I will say that. Yeah, absolutely. But thank you for the question. Chauncey Scott coming in hot. I think the bigger threat may be the multiverse collapsing, aka incursion event. My thoughts, Chauncey. Those are literally my thoughts. Those are literally my thoughts, and I know that's a lot of people are probably on this thing, but this is what happened in the Jonathan Hickman comics. Starts the convergence. Totally different set of circumstances that begin the convergence. But with all the talk that the Russos did about Secret Wars, and the fact that we do have the Fox properties now, and the fact that this greater threat thing, just people will not let go of, yeah, I do think that the greater threat could be the Beyonders, and that whatever happens in this movie will sort of, to them, to the Beyonders, make it seem like, oh, well, this is experiment of life and universes is no good. Let's end it. And then they start just destroying everything. And the background drama of the next phase and the next maybe 2 or 3 phases is all about the incursions and stopping that from happening. So thank you, Chauncey. But yeah, those are literally my thoughts. Angus Briggs says the Mind Stone, what does it do? It can control minds, man. It controls minds and possibly even creates minds. You know what I mean? You look at Vision. What exactly was that? I mean, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of that. But the Mind Stone definitely played a role in that. The Mind Stone also, by the way, is part of the reason that Loki was so sinister in the first movie, in the first Avengers film. They recently retconned this. I don't know if you know this or not, but not only was Loki using the Mind Stone to turn everybody crazy and to take control of people, including Eric Selvig, but Thanos was using the Mind Stone to control Loki. The Mind Stone was controlling Loki in those moments. Loki played himself. Congratulations, Loki. You played yourself. Oh my God, Jason, I feel like you did the super chat just to embarrass me about pronouncing your name. Buena Vista. See, I got that one. Jason Buena Vista. The $5 super chat. No question, though. If you do have a question, Jason, just throw it into the chat. I'll try to see it. How much of a time jump do I think there will be in this film, and at what point? So the theory I was working with, and I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to stick to my guns on this one, is that there's going to be a long cold open, and then a title roll. And I think so much is going to happen in that long cold open, including Captain Marvel, them all sitting there discussing things, Tony getting back. So much will happen in that cold open. And then we roll titles. That's what I think. And I do believe that there will be a moment in the film where they decide to take some time and plan things. And it will be probably about a year, maybe even more. That's kind of what I'm thinking. A year or more. Let's see here. Say when. Oh, my God, dude. Love it. I'll be your Huckleberry. The super chat, thank you so much. I think Tony's sacrifice is him having to go back in time and ensure his parents are killed, possibly being the one who gives the order. Yeah, I heard that as well. say when. I think that's a really cool idea. I've definitely heard that before. It could have been in like a Reddit leak or something like that. I also think a very interesting sacrifice for Tony could potentially be him having to sacrifice this potential future. So if he has a potential future where, yeah, the world's devastated or whatever, but he ends up having a kid with Pepper and things work out okay, then maybe eventually he's like, no, I can't do this anymore. You know what would be really weird? And I don't think this is I don't think this will happen. But what if like the Avengers they get back to Earth, Cap and the Avengers decide they're gonna go fight Thanos. Tony says, no way, I'm staying with Pepper. They go just lose. And then like Tony just stays on Earth years and years later, he decides, no, I can't do this, and he has to go back in time. Wouldn't that be crazy? That'd be really crazy. Angus Briggs says, my last question is in the chat because it's long-ish. Well, can you put it back in the chat for me, buddy, so I can try to get to it? Vastion Creed. Thoughts on original Avengers each wielding a stone? Huh. There are how many of those guys? There's 6 of them? And then there's how many stones? Was it 6? Oh my God, you might be onto something there. That would be hella cool. Who do you think should wield each stone? That'd be real cool, man. Yeah, they have like sort of a drum circle with the stones. That would be really interesting. Actually had not thought about that. But yeah, that makes sense. Francios Clark. Since Black Widow is a prequel movie coming out, do you think she will die and Hulk will turn into a variation of World Breaker Hulk? Interesting question. I don't. Let me ask you this. Let me ask a counter question. I want to know what people think in chat. If Black Widow dies in Endgame, does that hurt or raise the value of the Black Widow movie? If it is a prequel, what do you think? Would you be more or less excited to see the Black Widow movie if she dies in Endgame? I want to know. Yeah, it would be hurt, right? Yeah, bad, right? That's what I'm saying. So, doubt that she's going to die because I think there's really smart people at Marvel and Disney that think that same thing. Now, as far as Hulk becoming World Breaker Hulk, do I want to see that? Of course I want to see that. But guys, how many times is Hulk going to fight the Avengers? We've already done it. We've already done it twice. And yeah, it was real cool. But we just can't keep doing that, dude. We just can't keep having the Avengers fight Hulk. Like, I feel like we've got as much of World Breaker Hulk as we're going to get. And look, I know it's not really World Breaker Hulk. We haven't even got Hulk get really more powerful when he's pissed. Maybe we'll see that coming. But, yeah. Possibilities of Beta Ray Bill in the future? Perhaps. Especially considering that they have content they're making for Disney Plus. It gives them the opportunity to do all sorts of stuff that maybe wouldn't work in a film. Everyone has forgot about Red Skull, Ben Adams says, with all caps. He's very serious about this, guys. Everybody's forgotten about Red Skull. I don't know if we've forgotten about Red Skull. It's just like, dude, like, what's he going to do? He's still kind of a phantom, I believe, is what the Russos explain. Newfound Life with the 199 Super Chat. Will the stones be given to the Illuminati? I really hope so. And I really hope that the Illuminati is formed because of Endgame. Here's something that would be really cool. This would rock my world. If Tony retires, he's done. He's walking away. He's no longer an Avenger. He's seriously going to be just hanging out with Pepper. But then, post-credit scene. We see him leaving Pepper to go on a business trip. He comes in to this room. And it's this like really like dark room, you know, like maybe some red lights and everything's there. And Doctor Strange is there. T'Challa is there. Tony. Maybe a Reed Richards, you know, maybe some people we don't know or whatever. And then we get the Illuminati. And so Stark is technically no longer Iron Man, and he's no longer going around being Iron Man, he's no longer an Avenger. But what if he's still in charge of the Illuminati? That would be sick. That would be sick. Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange, Panther, and Tony. Yeah, but the thing about Captain Marvel is she's really powerful, but she doesn't really have influence. Yeah, nah, man. Yeah, nah, man. Bastion, Creed, thoughts on the white suits used to wield a stone? You know, that's really interesting. I mean, I like that idea, but guys, I'm pretty dang sure those are just to withstand the quantum realm and whatever travel they do in the quantum realm. I don't even think it's a big mystery at this point. So many people have speculated about that and talked about that. You know what I mean? That the quantum realm thing. I just think that where there's smoke, there's fire. I think they're quantum realm suits. You know, they look way too close to whatever Hank Pym was wearing. I mean, sometimes it's not that tough. You know, so I really do believe they're quantum realm suits. Now, you know, quantum energy and being able to withstand quantum energy could help someone potentially be able to wield the stones. But the stones are, I mean, that's a whole kind of different power. Almost like you're being torn apart from within, is the way I would describe it. What do you think it will be that makes Hulk come out? I think that. So maybe the barf technology is, because we heard in one of the leaks or whatever that the barf technology will be used to help Professor Hulk. So no, it's not that Bo does games. It's the fact that the ones, if you just put one in chat, I think it gets auto blocked. But man, what was I talking about? Jeez, now I gotta go back up. Oh, yeah, Hulk. Okay, so the Professor Hulk. So here's what I think's going on. That maybe Banner and Hulk need to sort it out. So right now they can't even really like talk to each other. At least I don't think. And so I believe what's going to happen is using the barf technology, perhaps they'll be able to project him into his own mind, Hulk or Banner into his own mind, and he'll just literally just have a conversation with Hulk. Maybe they'll make some kind of a deal, and because of that deal, they'll come to the new arrangement. You know? So that's one of the ways that I think it's going down. Yeah, let's see here. Bear Wanderer coming in with the super chat. Will they do Iron Heart now that Tony is leaving? Well, first of all, we don't know that Tony's leaving for sure. You know what I mean? Let's not scare the kids. But do I think they'll do Iron Heart? I'm pretty split on it. I used to think, yeah, that they would do Iron Heart or something, you know, like Iron Lad or something, you know, something, right? And pass that baton on. But the more I think about it, the more I'm like, I don't know if they're going to do that. I don't think you can replace Tony Stark or Iron Man at all, and I think to do so would be kind of dumb. So I was like a proponent of the Shuri character taking over, because Shuri's like, you know, Riri is in her name. A lot of evidence for that being a thing, but I don't think Marvel's super interested in that. You know what I mean? Like and maybe they don't need to be. Maybe just let Tony Stark be the one Iron Man, and you could have people wearing different suits and do different things like that. But I don't think they should be modeled after Tony. Nobody should be taking Tony Stark's tech. You know what I mean? Not really into that idea. He's kind of the only one for me. He's the only one for me, guys. You know? What if Thanos uses the Reality Stone to pretend to be an Avenger? Oh my goodness. Is he a scroll? He's a Reality Stone scroll now? I mean, maybe, but why? You know? Why would he do that? How do the Avengers even know the snap can be undone? In a scenario where Thanos is defeated, do they take the gauntlet and use the time stone to do a reverse snap, or how? Well, they would need to. That's why Selvig was supposedly going to be important, because Selvig was somehow able to figure this out, talking about these different singularities. Because, I mean, you know, he was studying one of the Infinity Stones. The man was studying. First of all, the guy had the Mind Stone. You know, he was literally like warp his mind. And it says it's more than knowledge, it's truth, right? So he gets some kind of weird knowledge from that stone. Besides that, he's studying the Power Stone. He's literally studying the ether. Or no, that's the Reality Stone. So he's studying the Reality Stone at that point. On top of that, we've now found out that Iron Man that Tony Stark's dad was using the Tesseract in order to create the arc reactor. So the minerals and the what am I thinking? The molecules that are used in the arc reactor are that knowledge comes from a stone. That comes from an infinity stone. So arguably, all of the power that Tony has is like infinity stone stuff. So there's been a lot of stuff that people have messed with. I mean, the Project Pegasus probably knows a lot about the stones. They probably know a little bit about the stones. Now, if they obviously had their hand on one of the stones, it would help out a lot. It's possible Doctor Strange will play a role in all of this. It's possible Doctor Strange will show up in perhaps astral form and help them out and help explain what's going on. The guy went into the future and saw what was going to happen. I'd really like that. I hope that he does do that and have that kind of a role. But those are some ways that could all happen. Do you think Galactus will show up in the Eternals movie? Ooh, that'd be a good spot for it. That'd be a really good spot for it. And I wouldn't even want, you know what, I would not even want it to be this big deal. Like, you know what I think? What if the Eternals, like, one of the things they did for fun was instead of going out to, like, the sunset pool in, you know what I mean, with the cars, where they just pull in and see the sunset and they make out, you know? Instead of that, they pull up to, like, this one side of space and watch Galactus devour planets. Like, wouldn't that be sweet? If that was one of the things that the Eternals like to do was go watch Galactus destroy planets. I think that would be pretty cool. What is this I hear that Spider-Man is going to be taken out of the MCU at the end of Far From Home? At the end of Far From Home, they have to renegotiate their contract with Marvel. I believe, and I could be mistaken, but I believe either way, there's one more movie where Peter Parker, Tom Holland is in the MCU. So I think there's one more movie no matter what. But yeah, they do have to renegotiate that. Now, there's a couple of different things operating with that negotiation. Number one, Marvel just got all these other characters back. The desire to have Spider-Man is still there, but the requirement from an IP point of view is no longer there. They don't really need Spider-Man anymore. You know what I mean? Like they've already got so many new stories and people that they can interweave into this universe, okay? So it depends on what Sony wants to do, because I feel like Sony, because of the success of Venom, they should know that they don't even need Spider-Man. They made like an $800 million film about a Spider-Man villain without Spider-Man. It succeeded. They don't need Spider-Man. But I know they want Spider-Man. So what it really comes down to is, how bad does Marvel want Spider-Man? How bad does Sony want Spider-Man? And what does that negotiation look like? You know, we really have no idea. But yeah, he could be gone. Vault Tech Spy coming in hot with the super chat. The reason Loki couldn't control Tony with the Mind Stone is because the arc reactor is made of Infinity Stones. That is actually a very, very good point. So that's exactly what we were just talking about. So yeah, that is possibly the reason there, is because that arc reactor is literally made of another stone. You know what I mean? Which could potentially be why Tony has had all of these visions, which, you know, there's so much. I do believe we will get a greater understanding of a lot of things that have happened in the MCU, in Endgame. Do I think Loki comes back? No. But it is possible that Loki comes back if they go all the way back to before he hits Xandar. If they take time all the way back to pre-Xandar, and then they go stop him at Xandar, and then they stop him when he tries to go here, and then they stop him here, and then he invades Earth and he's like destroying them, you know what I mean? Then it's possible that that's something that will happen there. But stones affect Earth population to awaken mutants. Vastian Creed. Yeah, that's actually one of my favorite theories. I do believe that theory. And there's already sort of precedence for it. I mean, you look at what happened to Captain Marvel. You look what happened to the twins. The twins are a really compelling reason because, I mean, they're literally mutants in the comics. So it would make a lot of sense if whatever happens with the stones, the snap, or in Endgame, whatever happens, does create the mutant phenomenon. But you don't necessarily need to do that. Like, that's one of those things that's almost overwriting. It's like borderline overwriting. It's like, you don't need that. Just make mutants. You know what I mean? Just make mutants. But I do understand wanting to do a different version of things and make things a little bit more realistic. So I hope they don't do a Days of Future Past. What do you mean, with the X-Men or with the thing? Rafiq, what is your question, man? Drop it into the chat. Well, okay, Sykes. Here's something for you. So what if? Because here's the thing. Remember when she does that, when she uses her mind powers on Tony, she is even shocked at what he sees. She was like, "What just happened?" And that could again have something to do with his connection to the Stones. Will Quicksilver be in the movie? That's a really good question. I hope so. I hope he's in the movie. I hope she gets to see him if she comes back. Yeah. That'd be really cool if Quicksilver was in the movie. Yeah, like the X-Men, like erasing previous movies. No, those X-Men, that whole X-Men, Phoenix is the end of it. Do I think Iron Man will have other suits in Endgame? No. I think he'll create a bunch and a bunch of new tech, but I don't think we'll see new suits. Like when we go into the Iron Man room, we might. So there's a scene that's supposed to take place in the Iron Man workshop. And yeah, he's got 34 different versions of suits before he makes the Mark 85. So again, that just implies a time jump. There's got to be a time jump. There's got to be something that's going on in there, right? So yeah, I do think that we'll see these other suits, but probably not in action. Probably go for like 15 more minutes, guys. Drop those questions in. And again, too, just to remind everybody, every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time leading up to the movie, that's every Wednesday in April, we are doing a fan chat live, hanging out and talking about Avengers Endgame stuff. So if your question did not get answered today, come next Wednesday with your questions. Maybe you'll have new questions. Every Wednesday, we're doing this. In your opinion, any chance we see new heroes we haven't seen before? You know, I'm a big fan of the possibility of seeing alternate versions of all of these other characters. I really would like to see that. And I think there's a chance to see it, but at the same time, they really want to condense the narrative to focus on these Avengers. So I don't know. I want to see it. Here's how I'll answer your question. Any chance? Yes. And I want it, but I think it's a low chance. New Age Retro Media coming in with the super chat. Thank you, man. No question, though. Can you just drop your question in the chat if you have one? Angela Wiley coming in with the super chat. If I was Cap, I'd want everyone who could help to come on board, not for fighting, but for their knowledge. Yeah, I totally agree. And Selvig would be one of those guys. So, yeah, if I was Cap, I'd want everybody that could help to help. I agree with that. I'm hoping that, like, what I really want, one of the things I really want to see is the inclusion of all of these other alien races and people. Like, I think the Skrull and the Kree and maybe even a Shi'ar or whatever should all have a presence in this film. And I'm really hoping that that's what we see when the Avengers go into space. That's all right, New Age. Yo, New Age, just try to drop it in there, man. I'll keep an eye out for your name. But yeah, it's just something like that, like getting an army or something. And it would be great if that was something Captain America got going on. You know what I mean? Let's see here. We got a big old $10 super chat by Vastian. Thank you so much. Barf plus quantum equals send message back in time to Janet Van Dyne. Perhaps Lang controls himself in the past to send a message, and that is what we see in the trailer. It would explain the van better. Let me think about this. So Lang controls himself in the past to send a message. Ooh. That's quite the interesting idea. Now, here's the thing with this, Vastian. I don't know about the barf technology. I know that that's what the Russo brothers said. But what did we learn about the Russo brothers recently? Yo, New Age. I'll try to get to Mistress Death in just a second, bro. But I don't believe the Russo brothers at all. Like, you can't trust these guys. They lied. They're just liars. Liars. So I am almost just completely discounting that now. Like, how's the barf technology going to work with the quantum realm stuff? Blah, blah, blah. Just forget about it. It's not true. barf technology might not even be in this movie. Like, just essentially there for them to be seen. You know what I mean? Um, oh, holy cow. Oh, holy cow, guys. Oh my God, what just happened? Am I back? Thanos time travels to beat himself. That's a really interesting. That's a really interesting way to look at it. Oh my goodness, you probably didn't hear me answer the dude's question, but he asked me about Mistress Death, and I don't think Mistress Death will be in the movie at all. Yep, powerful primate. I see you. I see you. The Russo brothers found me. Oh, jeez. We'll go about 5 more minutes, anyways. Here, but yeah, I think that's pretty interesting. The Mistress Death thing. I really don't think she's going to be in there at all. There's just really no precedence for it. I mean, if they were going to put her in there, why not use her as the motivation? They've changed Thanos' character specifically so that they didn't have to put Mistress Death in there, and not just make him some death worshipping nihilist. You know. Angus, can Cap's super soldier serum run out? It does in the comics to a degree, so maybe. How can they use time travel when Thanos has the time stone, the other side? So this is a very good question. I think this is why it is more than just time travel. It's time travel. There's 2 ways to answer this. Number 1, something that Doctor Strange did to the time stone prevents him from using it properly and seeing what the Avengers are doing. Explanation number 1. Explanation number 2. Is it still offline? It says I'm online. Wow. Okay. Well, sorry if it's down. Sorry about that, guys. Let's see here. We got another super chat coming in here. Ryan Smith says, "Think we're getting time travel and multiverse? We've now seen 4 Cap uniforms: Battle of New York leak, Winter Soldier on the Benatar, Nomad, and the new scales." Yeah, that's very true. Multiverse, I think, is definitely playing a role in this movie. That's like I was just kind of explaining. That's another way that's definitely another way that they could hide the time travel stuff. You know what I mean? So there's multiple ways that they could do that. But yeah, I do think that multiverse is a way. And I do think we could see multiple versions of these characters. You know what I mean? People were saying, Tony Stark from our timeline will talk to Cap from back in the day. All sorts of different crazy stuff like that. There's definitely some cool stuff like that I think will happen. Disney deal is done so they can sneak in Galactus in the after credits last minute. Yeah, they can. Yo, we back. Will they figure out how to fix Vision? A very good question. I'm not sure. I mean, I would say yes, but now that Shuri's gone, I don't know, man. Shuri was the one I thought was going to figure that out. What future villains would I like to see after Thanos? I want to see Norman Osborn, and I want to see him like skip right. If they have to do some Green Goblin stuff, that's fine. But I'm really looking for Dark Reign and him being in charge of Hammer. I think that would be wicked cool. Doctor Doom is one of my most anticipated villains. I love Doctor Doom. Can't wait to see what Kevin Feige does with Doctor Doom. I want to see the X-Men version. I want to see the MCU version of Magneto. I do want to see Galactus. There's just so many. There's just so many villains. I want to see Red Hulk. I can't believe we still haven't seen Red Hulk. Apocalypse is cool. Possibility of Nova in Endgame or upcoming movies. Nova is a possibility. I would put my money on either the Eternals movie or the next Guardians of the Galaxy movie. If Galactus can make planets, why can't he make his own dinner instead of feeding on other planets? I don't know if he can make his own dinner. Yeah, Mr. Sinister. Yes. Yes. Mr. Sinister is a very cool villain. Very, very cool. Oh, yeah, Dane Holland. I've already talked about the Build-A-Bear Thanos stuff. I talked about it yesterday on a fan chat, and I did it on the show this morning. Okay, guys, we're going 5 more minutes. Drop your questions in. I got 5 more minutes, and then I got to say goodbye. And we will be doing another fan chat next Wednesday, every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're hanging out. We're talking Avengers Endgame. Holy crap, I can't believe how exciting it is. We are in the end game now. Will Ultron make an appearance? That's my answer. Will Ultron make an appearance? I don't think so. But it depends. If they go back in time and maybe they're doing the Mind Stone thing and we revisit a little bit of Age of Ultron, then yeah, it's very possible. Are you dreading time travel or do you like the concept? I love the concept because I think that it'll be way less sloppy. I mean, you've got Marcus and McFeely writing, you've got the Russo brothers directing, you've got Kevin Feige producing. If I've ever wanted a film to tackle time travel, it's that team right there. It will be not sloppy, it will be amazing, and it'll probably all be undone. Anyways, so Vastian asks, Thanos is taking all 6 Avengers to Bear Lake, but I think you meant Bear Lake. New Age, thank you for answering my question. Waiting anxiously for tickets to show up in my town because the theaters don't sell tickets until a week before. Holy crap, New Age. And no problem on answering the question, man. I'm more than happy to do that. Dude, where do you live that they don't sell tickets like that? That's not cool. Will Endgame fail like Justice League? Absolutely not. Even if Endgame, check this out. How about this for an answer? Even if they switch the reels and they literally just showed Justice League instead of Endgame, it would still make more money than Justice League did. And people probably like it more too. Will the staff of the Living Tribunal be used to defeat Thanos? No, I don't believe so, but that does not mean the Living Tribunal will not be used. No, that's what I think about that. Is there a chance the person wielding the gauntlet will be weak, like the Build-A-Bear says? Well, so it's not that it's weak. It's that Thanos is just saying, like, how are you doing this? You can't do this. Like, you don't have the power to do it. Adam Rodriguez, I will not say your name. I'll never say your name. Oh my God, this name is rough. I mean, thank you for the super chat, but how do I pronounce that? Adita up Upadhyaya? Wow, I feel like you guys are just going and making new usernames that are really difficult for me and then doing super chats. Why you do this? Why you do this to me? Yeah. All right, I'm going to do one more question. One more. And then we outie. Any chance Wolverine shows up and beheads? Thanks. Okay, well, here's the thing. That's just hilarious. No chance. No chance that Wolverine shows up and beheads anything. Although there is a rumor right now that he will. Indian name, dude? Bro, it don't matter. It don't matter if it was Indian or freaking Michigan. It doesn't matter to me. I can't pronounce anything, bro. Sorry. Okay? My bad. Okay? My bad. Yo, Rima, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Rima. Yo, put a question in the chat. I feel bad, Rima. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Silver Surfer. I didn't even answer the question I was trying to answer. The Wolverine thing is rumored as a post-credit scene. And wouldn't that be amazing? Yo, if they do a little Wolverine thing with just the snicked, and he doesn't even have to, they don't have to show his face or whatever, I'd be pretty hype on that. That'd be pretty cool. But anyways, guys, that is going to do it for today. What if I break my glasses? Then I won't be able to see Infinity War. So, guys, that's going to do it for today. Please save your questions for next time. Next Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll be here chatting it out again. Got the Nerdy News Rundown coming to you tomorrow and Friday, as well as some really cool videos. I know, I can't even say Natasha. Seriously, I'm bad. I'm like kind of dyslexic, guys. You know what I mean? Sorry, my bad. But yes, we're going to be doing a lot of content coming out, guys. We're in the end game now. This is crazy. This is crazy. And before we go, guys, can I get some Fs in the chat for Captain America? I'm pretty sure he's a goner. Can we get some Fs in the chat for Captain America before we get out of here? And please, as Powerful Primate reminds us, please like the stream. If you could like the stream. If we get 1,000 likes on this stream, I will do the next stream in full-on Captain Marvel cosplay. I'm talking blonde hair and tights. So if we get 1,000 likes on this stream, I swear to God, next Wednesday you'll be sitting down and chatting with Carol Danvers, aka me. So, Joker trailer? Yeah, it looked dope. All right, that's my final comment on that. All right, guys, you guys are amazing. I love you all. As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video.